Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Married, Single, It's Complicated, or It's Complicated, Single and Married, however you want to say it. One of your hosts here, David Nelson. Thank you guys for joining us. Before we get into our next topic or our next segment, or our first segment for that matter, it's time for a cocktail. So, Miss K, what do we got?
Yes, everyone. So I am a bourbon and whiskey girl. Lately, in the last couple years, I likes me a good old bourbon. So before we get into this conversation, we need to have some cocktails because when we at each one another's house, what we do? We drinking,
Pour us up a
having
drink.
some cigars, whatever. So we're gonna let the libations flow. So today I am doing a whiskey mule, but I don't have the mule glasses. They were too expensive, so y'all gonna have to deal with just the glasses. So here. Pass it down.
Thank you.
And make mine for me, David. So you can use the whiskey of your choice. I brought Bullet Bourbon. I have some Maker's Mark. I have some Gentleman's Jack. So which one you want to use? Take it, pass it down.
Okay, ladies' choice.
I have never had bourbon. I'm not a bourbon drinker.
Give her the
Okay,
Gentleman's
so
Jack.
Yeah, so
Give her
I'm a
some light.
wine. I'm okay. Yeah, just
Yeah.
turn the water to wine. I drink
And
wine.
then I'm going to use the Maker's Mark. All right.
Okay.
And,
So what do we do with this? We
all right.
just pour it
So,
on the ice?
yeah, pour it in there with the ice.
All
and
of
then, well, for me, yes. I'm going to need all of it. Okay. Then we're going to have a little lime juice. So if you had a mule glass, you would have the mule glass with the ice. You have a sprig of mint, and then you'll have some lime. We're not doing all that because when you're at home, you don't have all that.
I do.
So I have Key West lime juice. So
That's
me
the best.
Give me some shots of that.
Okay.
You gotta pour
Then
this in a glass.
we're gonna have ginger beer, and then you can get all this from Specs for the low price of $19.99.
for all of it.
I'm just playing. I don't know.
Oh, see, somebody on the way to the Specs talking about. Kay said on Married, Single, and Complicated, this was $19.99.
So,
we're already losing credibility.
Here you go. So stir it up. Audrey, you have yours.
Oh,
So this is
Thank
a
you.
great cocktail to have when you're just at home, you're watching Power, or you're watching whatever other shows you're into, your ratchet reality TV. It's a great drink. All you need is one. And pour a little. I like the lime, so.
All right,
And
but how
then
much of this,
I don't never measure anything. I just pour.
have you ever had that lime juice before?
no, I haven't.
Give you a
And
couple of because I use it
ginger
in martinis
beer.
sometimes, but yeah,
This
just give me a
ginger
couple
beer
of
is
squibs.
so good, and it's not Goslin's ginger beer. Ginger beer, you guys. And where's the little thing to stir?
Oh,
really
pour me
not
some
a,
ginger beer in there.
You say
This is
when.
really refreshing and really, really, really good.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Do you have a straw?
Look now, it's
Lord,
not the
baby.
time to be bougie.
But that's what my
Lord.
shirt say.
The shirt should.
Bougie-ish. I need a
The
straw.
show should say married, single, and bougie, and complicated.
I just want a straw.
So
What about
we
my
are
lipstick?
celebrating our taping of our first podcast together. So cheers.
Oh,
Wait, do you have everything
I
in there?
haven't stirred, but you know, it's okay. Y'all can just. I got
that
a feeling.
bouginess rubbed down.
I got a feeling this
It's
is
all in
gonna
the
happen
family.
pretty often.
It's all in the family, and we are celebrating Kay's
Oh,
48th birthday.
I was gonna
Why
say
you say
31st.
48 like that? Like it's just like old or
No, it's not
something.
because I'm 48. I'm older than you, and 48 is a great age.
Well, I'm
the
great.
youngest.
But
Yeah,
yes, it's my
so-
birthday, you guys. Cheers.
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 And
Tell me what you think.
ooh, I can't. Let me know how much this little bottle costs, and I'll give you the money back. Cause I can't.
See, she's weak.
I can't.
She's so weak.
It's not me. Mm-mm.
You don't like it, David, either?
I'll be honest with you. I drink my liquor straight, baby. I'm not much of a mixing kind of guy. If I mix my liquor with anything, it's gonna be with a Coke and ice cubes.
So that's
And
a
I feel
no.
guilty by doing that. I feel like I'm diluting
What's good?
what's good.
Well, ladies, it's still good. Arjun is just a wine and ice person. So
Yes.
Wine and what?
so just
Yes,
pass
no.
your little
No
glass
ice.
on down to me, and I'll finish it off. But for those at home on Facebook, I'm telling you, This is good. So anyway,
Well, I've had Moscow mules before. I've had, and actually like
what you
them.
think is in the Moscow Mule? This is what goes in the Moscow Mule: whiskey,
Oh, really?
ginger beer, and lime juice.
Well,
I
this-
didn't just
yeah.
make that up.
Well, I know you didn't make it up. I recognize it, but I've had those and I like it. I like it, but I don't
She
know.
just don't
Maybe I
like
didn't
mine.
put enough in there. I don't know, but it was too strong.
Well, ask me what goes into an original David.
Lord Jesus.
That brings us to the next question and segment of the show. Since David, you are a
Yes.
black man. Is that
Yes, sir.
correct?
That's what people been telling me. Yeah. That's what the cops say when they pull me out.
According to the police,
Today-
you
According
are
to
a
the
black
police.
When they pull
man.
us over today,
Yeah.
long story.
All
Long
right.
story. Yeah.
So you asked a question
Uh-huh.
about black men
I
and
did.
good black men,
Yes.
and where are they?
Where are they? Now, disclaimer. I'm not actually looking for a black man, a good black man. I asked this based on questions and conversations held by other African American females who were asking me where are all the good black men at. So in turn, it was a question posed out loud. Where are all the good black men? So first, I think we need to describe what a good black man is in order to be able to notice him if we see him.
Well, who else to better describe one than a black man? So
Okay. Well, all I can do is describe myself, describe the men I aspire to be like, describe the men that I admire. For instance, my father, my father-in-law, my pastor, things of that, gentlemen of that nature. But these men and myself, we're not every woman's cup of tea. So I'm striving to get a profound understanding of what women mean by saying a good black man. Are you saying a man that is marriage material, a man that will lay down his life for you at a moment's notice? A man that is willing to go to the ends of the earth for you? A man that is willing to not only give you children, but love those children more than he loves himself? A man whose every belonging belongs to you? And if you require more, go out and get that. I mean, what do you mean? Because every person's opinion may be different on this topic. So it's a broad spectrum. Broad spectrum. We're dealing with here. So I'm trying to narrow it down so I can better be able to answer that question.
well, Arjun, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first because I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it's a broad question and that it depends on the individual. Because what's a good man for me might not be a good man for Kay.
Correct.
And so, like, for my opinion, a good man, first of all, for me, God-fearing man that has a relationship with God, not know him, is relationship. That's two totally different things.
Okay.
And that we'll get to that another show.
Amen.
But that would be my first.
That would be your first, okay.
Everything that comes with having a relationship with God, praying, everything that comes with that. Also, working,
Okay.
Financially stable at this age, and excuse me, at this age, it just depends on the situation.
Okay.
I used to say
Okay.
that he had to, make money or he had to do this. And of course, I want you to be able to take care of yourself, but life happens.
Right.
Just like life happened to me.
Right.
So he might be in a situation where he has to start over. Does that mean he's
Right.
not a good man?
Right.
No, because I was in a
Right.
situation I had to start over. Well, I am starting over, but does that mean I'm not a good woman? I'm a
No.
great woman.
See, now you're preaching.
And
I ain't
try-
complaining, but I need-
I'm trying not to. But yeah, so I think it depends on the individual and what they're looking for.
Right.
Yeah, what do you think, Kay?
Right.
When I was younger, I used to use that term
Wait,
a
'cause
lot.
you were younger yesterday, so
Oh, you got
That's good.
jokes.
That was
Don't make me throw this drink in your face.
That was a good one. Okay.
But anyway, I used to use that term a lot. Like, oh, I hate men. There's no good man. But now that I'm older, I don't even think of that as a word or definition anymore because
Okay.
I think that there are a lot of good men and there are a lot of men who aren't good. It's just that individual person. So I can't compare you to someone else who's bad or who has done something because that was just that man at that point in that time in his life. So, and I also got to ask, what's wrong with us as women? Why are we choosing
That's what I was
those
getting ready to say.
men that we think are not good for us. I think it's our
Right.
fault. It's we're
Right.
choosing
Right.
that person.
There is a level of responsibility
there
that
are
must be taken.
signs that we see
That we
early
ignore.
on, and that we ignore them because he's 6'7", 200 and
Heck.
Okay. Now, on
35
that note, I
pounds,
want to
you know.
interject.
Yeah,
and say,
exactly.
okay, for those of you who do not know me personally, I am 5'7", 175 pounds. Don't get it twisted. I'll fight a bull if it cross the line. Now, when my wife met me, I had a fairly decent job, making a nice little chunk of change for that time frame. Now, throughout the process of us dating, I have worked at Walmart. I've been homeless, slept on my sister's couch, returned to school multiple times, got several degrees, been carless, been jobless. All of these things. I've worked in fast food, right? Mm-hmm. And my wife, wasn't my wife at the time, but my girlfriend saw the potential in me, saw my intent, saw the motivation inside me, the ambition that I had, the drive that I had. And now I make six
good.
figures. I'm good now.
You good.
Right? But to a lot of other women who would have only looked at the surface, oh, he works in Walmart. He works at Walmart. His 2001 Pontiac Sunfire needs work every other month. I can't be with nobody like that.
Yeah.
And there
I would have
wasn't
been
nothing like
passed
that.
over so many times. But now look at my wife. She's completely
I think we've all done that. I know I've done
satisfied.
that in the past. I
Right.
know. Yeah, I've met someone, several people before, and you look at the exterior, and then you go, oh well, no, he can't do this, blah blah blah. But as you get older, then it's slim pickings, and nobody got time to be trying to
Right.
be picky about that. And sometimes your expectations change
right
over the
That's
over the
maturity.
time. Yeah.
That's
And
maturity.
actually, one of our listeners, Mimi Ragland, hey, Meek.
Hey,
she
Mika.
said that with age, the list changes. And that is definitely true.
Yeah.
I
It does.
experienced looking
It
at that
does.
myself. And she also said that is the missing key for many. They
Yes.
overlook the potential in others.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
Because when we were younger, we had a list this long,
Let me tell
and
you.
now my
He
list
had
is
to
like
make
this.
Let me tell you,
He had to
let me
make this.
tell you,
He had
let
to
me
be
tell
like
you.
this. He had to dress like this.
Back in the day, somebody told me, girl, pray for the man that you want. Write that list down and put it in your Bible and pray over it. So I wrote the list down.
Foolishness.
Probably was a whole
Baby, put that list
chapter
in my Bible.
in the Bible.
Closed it up, packed it, because I have, just about different versions of Bibles. When I was moving, unpacking the box, I found the Bible. So I opened it up, and out falls this list of what I want to say. I mean, it's like 1 through 75. It was ridiculous.
Did you laugh at the list?
I laughed.
Yeah.
He got to make 6 figures. He got to be 6'7". He can't have kids, which is ridiculous at this age now. He
Let's be
can't have
realistic.
kids. He has to drive this. He has to live here. He has to do the number one. The list was selfish. It was extremely selfish because it was all about me, and it was all about what I needed. And I think I forgot the date on it, but I think I was in my early 30s. And as I read the list and started laughing, I said, "This is why I'm still single. This is why I'm still single. This list right here."
But
So
you
of course
don't
I
think
bought
that
You know
way
what?
anymore, though.
You know what bothers me about that whole scenario? To highlight what you were speaking on. There's so many women that passed up good men, great men, because they didn't fit into that scenario, and now they're having a hard time finding someone in a more realistic realm, and now they're struggling to maybe have kids because they're over 35 or over 40, and they're having difficulties conceiving, or just finding a life partner or somebody, a companion. And then when they ask, okay, where are these good men at? Well, I don't know.
I mean, it's not like
They
you can
moved
say
on.
they in Sam's or Home Depot or Lowe's. I mean, where are they? I mean, they're
Right.
there. They're all over. You just have to be able to choose the right one for
Right.
you, because
You have
like
to
she
be
said,
realistic about
what's
it.
good for her may not be good for me.
Correct.
So it's all about what you want, what you're willing to accept, and what you're willing to put up with. And that's just personally how I feel. I think some people get into relationships for convenience and not for love. And it's because they want a wedding, they want the house, they want the status, they want the ring, but they don't even like the person that they're going home to or that they're dating. It's all about putting on airs in front and keeping up with the Joneses because they feel like, oh, now that I'm a certain age, it's time for me to settle down and get married. And I don't even want that. Like, even now at 48, if someone asked me to marry them today, my answer would be no.
You don't look 48.
I know. Thank you.
Whatever. I don't need
Hey,
it.
neither do you.
Thank you.
Because I'm not ready. And it
Okay.
has something to do with that person. It's all about me.
Okay.
You know, so I'm not ready for that yet. I used to
Well-
think I wanted to. I used to date someone, be like, okay, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Okay, what are we doing? You know, what's going on? But now I realize that that wasn't the right thing to do. I didn't approach that right. And now I don't want that right now.
Okay, so this leads me to the next question that we have. Why do men date some women and not others? So,
I wish I knew the answer to that. And I'm going to say this, okay. Years ago, I used to ask myself that all the time when I date someone, and then they would tell me they're not ready to get married. They just got divorced, or they just got out of a relationship, and they're just, looking for friends. They just want to date. And then you date them thinking, okay, I'll stay with him for 6 months to a year, whatever. I'm going to be that friend for him. And then maybe when he's ready, I'll be the one that he chooses. And then you look up and y'all not together no more. And then 3 months, 6 months later, he married to someone else.
Yeah.
I went through that phase to where I was questioning myself because all these men that I dated married other people. And I actually called them on the phone and was like, can you tell me what it was
What did they say?
about me? Nothing. No one had
Nothing. No, they didn't
anything,
have an answer.
to say about why. It was just that I guess that person just wasn't for me, I guess. But they couldn't tell me, well, you know what, Kay? You don't have this. You need this. You did this. You did whatever. It was like, oh, no, you're a good woman. You're this and you that. But I wasn't the one they chose to marry.
okay, well, let me hip you two young ladies to some game. Women friend zone men, right?
I
But-
friend zone the man I want to friend zone.
Right. But when it comes to a woman and a woman friend zones herself with that man. So by you doing what you did and playing that role,
I put myself in the friend zone.
you put yourself in that friend zone. You took yourself
That's
off of
knowledge.
the potential
Yeah.
list.
That's knowledge. Did y'all hear that? Say it again, brother-in-law.
I said,
Say that again.
I
That's
gotta
knowledge.
write a book
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
But I don't do that anymore. You're right.
Yeah.
We
Say it one
do
time.
that. I don't do
But-
that anymore.
Women friends will friend zone a man, right? When a man is going after a woman and trying to date her, a woman will friend zone him. But with a man, a woman will friend zone herself, and that's where a man will keep you. Where you start off is where you're gonna stay. That's from a man's
Wow.
perspective.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe you, and
Yeah.
that's why I don't even put up. If I meet someone and he tells me, "Oh, well, I just got divorced," I'm not really trying to be. Okay, nice meeting
And if you choose to go further with him
Yeah.
after him telling you,
no, I'm not.
I am not ready for this type of relationship. And if you guys say, for instance, you sleep with him anyway, and then in a woman's mind, okay, well, we crossed that threshold. That means this is something else, and we're growing. And a man is saying, no, I told
Not
you.
all women
Yeah.
think that way, though.
Well, generally speaking.
Yeah, generally speaking.
Generally speaking.
Yeah, they do.
For the majority, some of them do, but
I-
you've heard me say many of times, if you do that, that's on you. That don't mean that you're in a relationship with that person.
And that comes with a
That's
certain
true.
level of
Yeah, you gotta
maturity.
tell me.
yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So
Yeah, because a lot of women think, be transparent. I used to think that, I mean, that's why we're here, right? I'm going to keep
Let's
it
talk
real. I'm
about
going to be
it. Let's
transparent.
talk about it.
We're going to talk about it because I've made a lot of mistakes in my past relationships. The only common denominator is me. So
Right.
it's been some dudes,
Right.
but
The math adds up.
It adds up. Guess who told me that? My daddy. See, he said, Arjun, the only common denominator is you. And
Yep.
if I cut up all your boyfriends and put them in a bag, I wouldn't get one man.
Ooh,
But
ooh.
yeah, if y'all know my daddy, that's how he talked to me.
Shade.
And, yeah,
Ouch.
much shade, right? Y'all know London.
Sean Gray's
Wait,
on
repeat that one more
Facebook.
time.
He told me with my past relationships,
Uh-huh.
if he took all the guys I've dated, cut them up, and put them in a bag and shook it up, when he dumped it out, he wouldn't get one man. I just realized how much that hurt.
Oh Lord. Sean Grays on Facebook says marriage is a business arrangement with you, one other, and the state you live in. Love takes consistent effort.
Wait, I think I get that, but
but
Hey, don't shoot the messenger.
no, I'm trying to understand
I think
what
it's
he
more
said.
of a love arrangement with a business aspect. To
It depends on who you marry. If
Because-
you marry somebody for a business arrangement, then that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's these Hollywood marriages. That's
And this marriage is-
married.
You
and
know,
They do
it's
that
other
here.
people
Yeah.
that do that
I
too.
can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, you
Because
married for
as a-
love though.
As a man, if I got to be willing to die for you.
And that's you. That's you.
Yeah.
But like I was approached in my late 20s, early 30s to marry for money for somebody to stay in the country, and I told them no. Yeah, I know, brother-in-law. Okay, a lot will come out in the show that you didn't know about me, but
See, I'm not the only heathen.
I said no. I know a few people that said yes, but I just couldn't do it. Number one, I'm not supposed to get married like that. I'm gonna get married once. God said the same. It's just taking me a minute, but it's gonna get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it could be a business arrangement. If that's what you want, then that's what you want. If you're happy with that, then that's what you do.
But no, that diminishes the ordainment.
That's for you and I. But for them and the others that don't even look at it like that, that's what they do. For
That's
me, I
not what
couldn't do
God
it because
meant it.
that's what not God. God didn't mean that for me. I'm not supposed to get married in front of God for
And
however much money it was back then. But some people are like, yeah, I want that money. I want that change. I marry you for $20,000. No big deal. Whatever.
you'd be surprised how fast $20,000 come and go.
Yeah, because that person was like broke within 15 months, if that, and had a hell of a time trying to get out of it.
Yeah,
So
that's
I think
Yeah.
women, sometimes we beat ourselves up when we see that our past significant others marry other people, and we go through a depression when we see that. How many times have you ever seen someone that you really cared about marry someone else, and you start doubting yourself as a female? Like, what's wrong with me? Have you
Well,
never done that?
Yes and no. I said,
Audrey.
okay, listen. Can I finish? Can I
'Cause
finish?
I know.
Can I finish?
Don't tell
I was
that
about
lady
to say
business.
yes
sip-
and no.
sip this
No,
tea.
to the point that nothing's wrong with me, but
Uh-huh.
what do I need to grow? It's a reason that I'm the common denominator. Why am I attracting these kind of men? And why did they go off and marry somebody else? One day at an Astros game, go Stros.
Go
I saw
Stros.
3 of my exes at one game, and all 3 of them were married. All 3 of them. What you doing now? Oh, I'm married with 2 kids. Oh.
Well, has an ex ever invited you to his wedding?
I wouldn't go, and no, I've never been invited, and I wouldn't go. But back to your question, no, there's nothing wrong with me, but what do I need to learn from? Well, how can I grow? Because there's a reason why I keep going through this. So I didn't look at it as I failed at something, but it was like you used to tell me, I call Kay and I say, hey, I'm going on a date with this guy. I'm so excited. She said, Arjun, please don't call me tomorrow and ask me to go to David's Bridal. Take your time and date. You do not know how to date. And, and so I'm like, okay, well, I'll let you know. And your wife, Arjun, please don't call him and text him 50 times on the way home. Just wait till tomorrow or a couple of days.
Now your
Please.
sister is an expert at
Thank
that.
you.
She would ignore
Yeah.
me for 2 weeks.
So, yeah, but it's not, speaking of me, okay, here's another
So-
question. How soon do y'all think, is it at the age to get married? Is it too young, too soon, too
An
late,
age or-
age-wise?
How soon
Age-wise.
is too soon to get
get
married
married.
or engaged?
I'm telling
Okay,
you
see,
now.
first of all, we gonna start off with what's legal and what's proper. First of all,
Legal?
Unless you
48 is
18, you
illegal.
should. Jesus, be offensive.
or a wedding ring.
Okay,
You with 2 women, get ready. It's just the beginning.
unless you're 18 years old, you should not be considering marriage at any point.
Why?
N-
Unless it's Kobe Bryant.
I'm speaking.
I'm just saying, if you my child and Kobe Bryant proposed to you, then bitch, you better get married. Cameron, I need you to get that ring.
Cammy, don't do it.
I'm trying to be basketball mom over here, okay? And get my reality show, my 15
Lord.
minutes of fame.
Oh, my God. I'm be right there.
So you tell me Baby Ryan comes home at 21, 22 years old from college, and a prince from Zumanda, what is that, comes in and wants to propose and worth $500 billion. You gonna tell her no?
Can I be candid with you?
I want you to be honest.
I have shotguns for a reason.
I don't even know why you asked about Ryan.
My baby girl, Ryan Elise, is not for sale. I don't care what you have,
Even
what
if
you
he's
own,
nice?
what you put. I don't get.
So if he's a
There's
nice
a certain
guy,
level of character that this man needs to have for me to give him my daughter's hand.
And then take her to another
but if
country.
he has all that character,
There's a certain
I
level.
ain't say he was beating her.
As a man, and as a father, there's a certain level of courting he must do to my daughter.
Well, yeah.
Right? He has to court my daughter for a certain level of time for her to be convinced that this is the guy. And there's a certain level of courting with me, the potential father-in-law, he has to do for me to be convinced that this is the guy. For instance, my father-in-law, when I asked for my wife's hand in marriage, and yes, I did do that, people in Facebook land and everywhere else, I did that. I asked for my wife's hand in marriage, and he surprisingly said yes, and it shocked the hell out of me. I need to be convinced that he upholds the same morals and values that I have and have had while raising her. Do you love her unconditionally?
Okay. I got you. It's Cameron, I'm going to need you to get that ring now. I'm just playing.
Here's something that, okay, now do y'all believe that there is an exception in the rule? That there are some exceptions to the rule, like, okay, you should wait 6 months, a year, date, whatever, before you get married. I have one of our viewers, Michelle Brown. Thank you, Michelle. She said, I wouldn't say this works for everybody, but my husband and I got married after 3 months, and we just celebrated our 26th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yay, congratulations.
This next drink is for you.
Well, I'm going to tell you now, and I've said it and I meant it. If I wanted to get married, if I was in a loving relationship and I was ready to get married, I'm not waiting 3 days. How many business days does it take for you to have to wait to get once you get your marriage license?
What, 7 a week? I don't know.
However many days,
I don't remember.
that's when I'm getting married.
Kay told me one time,
Yeah.
she said,
But
I'm going
see,
to call
like
y'all
I
and say, y'all, I'm at the courthouse about to get married. Y'all coming? Ain't no wedding.
No, I'll make a Facebook
But
post
like I
about
said,
it. But I'm not waiting.
You just made 48 today. Again, congratulations. Happy birthday.
You just gonna
He ain't
keep
going to let that go.
No.
He not going to let that go.
I believe birthdays are to be celebrated.
You
Thank
do.
you.
He's real big on celebrating
I'm
birthdays.
really big on birthdays,
I'm
baby.
celebrating.
So I don't care if you're 48, 18, 28, or 98. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay.
And
Now,
I'm not waiting.
Like I said, you're 48. That comes with a certain level of maturity. Now take that compared to a 28-year-old mind frame.
Yeah. Well, she wants the wedding.
She
I
wants
don't
the big
want to do
wedding.
all
She
that.
wants the big diamond ring. She wants the big limo to
No.
drive away from the wedding, and you know.
I don't want all that. I want a house and a big closet in a tub. A jacuzzi tub.
Ardrin at 48 versus
No.
Ardrin at 28?
No.
Ooh, geez.
I'm not trying to get married and have a bunch of bridesmaids wearing the same dress and having to fight. Because I would be a bridezilla for real. I would be. I'm not trying to do
You're a
all that.
co-hostzilla.
I am going to the courthouse or a remote island somewhere with me and my kids. My son's going to walk me down the aisle, and that's it.
Well, side note, you do know I'm licensed in the state of Texas.
Then
so-
I'll come to your house. I'll call you and say, what y'all
Well, I'm not
doing?
gonna tell
Well,
that
don't call me. Call,
I'm not gonna
call
I'll
tell
my
call
that
the wife first.
Call my wife.
You know,
And
I
then she gonna
call
tell
Jessica
me
for
it's on the
everything.
calendar for
And
you
then
to
I'm
do
going
this
to call
wedding.
her.
I'm not
I
gonna
am
tell that
licensed in
lie.
the state of Texas to proceed over marriages, though, just in case y'all didn't know.
I am going to get a dress. We're going to have a nice time. I'm not trying to have 5 or 7 bridesmaids. I'm not trying to do that. It's just going to be my sisters. But
Okay.
or what if he got brothers or whatever, then I'll add some people, you know, to the wedding. But I'm not going to tell that lie. We getting dressed up. I'm going to buy me a new pair of shoes and a dress from Saks. And I'm going to get my hair and makeup
Y'all notice
done.
David's bridal got skipped over. Now it's Saks.
I don't have
Y'all
a
caught
problem
that, right?
with
Whatever. When Kay and I had that conversation, it was David's bride. But I'm not going to buy no big gown. It's just going to be a nice dress that I could wear again somewhere because I'm not trying to do this big flowing wedding dress and all of that.
Okay.
But I do know that at 28, I was actually engaged.
How many times? I'm just asking.
No
Okay.
shade, though, right? No shade. Oh,
I've been
geez.
engaged a couple of times, 3. And Brother-in-law again.
I'm hating because I can't even keep a man for 3 months, and she done had 3 rings.
But you know what? I still have them too. Well, I have 2 of them. But this is the thing.
Can you pawn them?
No, I'm gonna get my aunt my aunt Linda told me to get earrings made out of them or a necklace. That's what she does with hers. So I'm gonna get some earrings made and a necklace when I get a chance to.
Think you know somebody.
Yeah, but is I would be divorced all 3 times. That I know. If I would have married either one of those men, I would be divorced right now. So I actually said about it. And women, this is what you need to know. If you are having any doubts whatsoever and you are currently engaged, are you thinking about marrying somebody, you got to remember this is your life you're talking about. If you have kids, this is you and your children's lives you're talking about. So I actually sat down and looked and thought about every time I got engaged, because at one point I'm 28. I'm about to be 30. I want to get married and have kids. So he said he loved me, so I'm about to get married. And it was a domestic violence type relationship, so of course that ended.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't around then.
No,
okay?
you weren't.
It would have
You
been a whole
weren't.
scenario.
I couldn't have been either because I like to fight.
Well, you were around. I just didn't say nothing.
Because I would have been over there.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And so, but
Ain't nobody putting their
think
hands
about
on
that.
nobody I love.
Think about
Understand
that.
this.
Think about it. Ladies, if you're engaged to somebody, don't ignore the signs. I'm telling you. Do not ignore the signs. You don't want to get yourself in a situation where now you got to pay all this money to get divorced because you're going through this horrible situation. So each time it was like I'm getting married for the wrong reasons. I'm getting married because I don't want to. I'm scared to be alone, or I want to have kids. None of it was it wasn't God ordained. None of it. So here I am, still.
I
48
like
and
being
single.
alone.
Huh?
I like being alone.
You do. I don't.
I love it. I like to come home, take off my bra, sit on
Wait. Every woman in the world likes to come home and take off her bra.
Yes.
And if you have to wear Spanx or girdle, oh my God, you get out of that and you just lounge around the house.
With a
You
glass of
watch.
wine.
Watch all my recorded shows. I scroll through Facebook. I like being by myself and having my quiet time.
No, but here's the thing, though.
Marriage license in 3
Being
days.
married, my wife, she enjoys the same things, right?
Do you give it to her?
I don't have to give her. At this point in our marriage, our relationship, that's something that she takes. That's not something I give. Here's the thing. This is what I do. When she comes home and Jesus, why am I saying this? She comes home and she takes off that bra.
Jessica,
and she is watching because I've been trying to say a comment.
He's
but
talking about your
He's talking about your
tatas.
bra.
I,
I'm just saying, sissy.
let's
talking about your bra,
let's say
girl.
she flings it across the bed, and then she takes a shower. She gets into her comfortable clothes. She pours herself a glass of wine, and she gets comfortable with her new her show, whatever she catches up on. It's my duty. Well, I don't want to say duty, but it's my extra credit time to make sure that she has a wine glass, her wine, the remote is within arm's reach. The bra, all of a sudden, it goes missing and it's being washed. And, it's like everything is out of her way so that she can come in and relax.
Okay, that's good.
So
that's
she
good.
doesn't have to come in and worry about, I have to cook.
Jessica
I have
said
to do-
stop. Okay, stop it. So next, so that brings us to the next topic. Okay, sissy, I stopped them. She's like, stop.
Oh, well, wait, Audrey, with you being your age, 48,
Okay.
right now, and you meet
For a
Mr.
We
Mr.
keep
Right,
going at each other about being
And-
48. They both 48.
I know a month apart.
and you meet Mr. Right, how soon are you going to wait? Do you have a time frame now to be engaged and get married, or are you just gonna let it happen?
No. I'm gonna let it happen. The fact being that I've put myself on a time is why I am now. Who knows? If I'd have just waited to begin with, I could be married right now with the man of my dreams. But I'm not rushing anything. One thing my mother told me is like, I told her I'm too old to be going through this. She said, no, honey, actually you're too young to be going through all of this. So don't waste your time with the wrong person. Like you enjoy being single. You're actually the reason why I started taking myself out to dinner and going to movies by myself and all that kind of stuff.
She never did that.
I never did that.
She
Kay
was
would go
like-
to a concert by herself.
and I have.
And ain't nothing wrong with
Ain't nothing wrong with
dating yourself.
that. And,
No, she
and-
would say, I'm not going to dinner by myself. I'm not sitting at the bar by myself. What are you doing? I'm just sitting at home. So you're waiting by the phone on whomever to call you and ask you last minute on a date, can't call you in advance, didn't call you a week or 3-4 days in advance so you can prepare. You're just waiting in your gown with your head wrap on, watching Breakfast at Tiffany's, waiting for your phone to ring for this man to just appear and ask you out. I don't get it. Get up and take yourself out to eat if you want to go to eat. Go to the movies. Go to the bar. Go to the lounge. Go dancing. Do something. Our friend Kim goes on vacation all the time.
By
Every year she
herself.
takes a vacation. I can't wait till I grow up and be like that. I'm so scared to go on vacation by myself. But everything else I do because I'm not waiting on nobody to do nothing for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No.
But it did take me a while to do that. But once I started doing it, I love it now. I love it. I'll go sit at the bar and have me a glass of wine. But that's how you meet people. Have me a glass of wine, go to the movies, take myself to dinner. I do it all the time now. And I actually enjoy it. And if you're one of the ladies or men, let's not exclude them that sit at home and don't want to do that because you don't want to go by yourself. You want to treat a lady out. Treat yourself, as David just said. Treat yourself. Have a great time going out. Do what you like to do. And you never know who you might meet along the way.
Yeah. You know what I hate about... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead, ladies.
What I hate about dating single is what I just said about waiting by your phone on someone to call you. It burns me up when someone calls me 9 p.m., 10 p.m., or even later and asks me, what am I doing?
You already know what they want.
I'm like, you been out to the bar, to the club, to the Rockets game, to Top Golf, wherever, hanging out with your friends, and you call me after all that to ask me what I'm doing. Or you call me, do you have any plans? Oh, okay, well, I'm going to call you later and see what you're doing. No, why you can't call me now? Why we can't make plans now? I'm not sitting around. I remember meeting someone. We had a good date. He asked me out again. It still hadn't happened. It's been a couple years now. We still hadn't gone out on a date. Mind you, we met and I paid for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't ask me to.
Wait.
Yes, I did. I
Oh,
did.
yeah,
I
paid for
have
dinner.
a problem
I
with
paid
that.
for dinner.
And he was like, I want to see
Wow.
you again. And it wasn't planned, it just happened. I didn't mind.
You know what? Honestly, I thank God for men like that because if it wasn't for men like that, I wouldn't be.
He never asked me out after that. But when he would see me post pictures, like if I'm out somewhere with my girlfriends or I'm out traveling, I'm out doing something, I would get a text message. You always in the street. You always doing something. You always gone. You never at home. You don't have time to date anyone. I'm like, but when did you ask me on a date?
Number
though?
one, block.
Because had you had asked me on a date, maybe I could have been out with you and not out by myself or out with my girlfriends.
My
But why
friend
do you
Mary
have a
Simmons
problem
said,
with
boy,
me
bye.
going out?
Boy, bye.
Let me tell
Why
you.
are you calling me, asking me this when you have never asked me out? But why are you worried about what I'm doing? I don't get that.
Can I answer that for you?
Yes,
I
please
would
do.
love to. Okay, I got to put the camera on.
I'm
me
gonna need you
when
to
I
call
answer
him
this.
and ask him too. No, I'm just
I can tell you right now why he didn't call you back and ask you on another date.
because
Why?
I paid.
You emasculated him.
Really? Huh.
You took his, I want to say manhood away, but you took away his opportunity to show you a good time or to court you properly. And he needed time to reconcile with that. So he backed away from you.
I disagree.
He was still interested in you.
I
From
disagree.
what I've heard so far, he was still interested in you. But he needed time to heal from that wound. And when he look online, he see you with somebody else. That's what he's a little jealousy
No.
comes. His ego is her bruise.
We can
now.
agree to disagree, but I don't believe that he was never interested in me in the first place.
So why did he
So
ask
why
you?
is he on you
Oh, why
on a
were
date with you? What's
Y'all met
going on?
online?
no,
ChristianMingle.com?
no,
No?
I don't think that he really had any intentions on asking me out. Again, he was just talking because had he had
his
intentions on
name?
courting me, he would have. There was plenty of opportunities there.
Your
I
wife
just don't
don't agree
think
with you,
that he
David.
had. I don't think he had
Well,
any
she's not a host,
opportunities.
so.
He just thought I was supposed to sit at home and wait on him to decide when he thought it was oh, okay, I'm bored. Let me call and see what she's doing. But I was always gone. I was living my best life. I don't wait on no man to do nothing. So if you're waiting, if you're thinking I'm at home waiting on you, I'm not.
Okay.
He had no, and I know this now.
Well-
He has, I don't care what nobody says, that man had no intentions on dating me or getting to know me. And he used the excuse as I'm too busy and I'm always gone and I'm always doing something. Because if he had intentions, he would have made those intentions known he would have asked me out. I didn't emasculate him. He emasculated himself. Because he didn't
There's
have
a
to let
difference.
me pay the bill. He could have
Somebody
pushed
just
it
said that.
away,
Somebody
and he
just
could
said
have
that.
said, "No, I got this," but he
Okay.
let me
Carlette-
pay it.
Okay,
Carlette-
let me. Go ahead.
Carlette Carla Austin said a real man would refuse to let a woman pay.
Okay, I don't know the scenario. How did the scenario take place? Like the waiter came with the bill, and then what happened? What happened?
Let me think, because it was a couple years ago.
Let's take your time.
Okay. So we were on the phone. I just got off work. He had just got off work. He was in the area that I was taking to go home.
Okay.
And I may have said, well, you want, because we had been talking prior to that, and we never had the opportunity to meet up.
Okay.
So since we were both out, I was like, well, you want to just meet, out for a drink or something, appetizer, since we're both out? And he was like, okay, that's cool. I was in my work clothes. I just got off work.
Okay.
So I met him, and so I felt, since I offered or initiated us to go meet, that I get paid. I mean, bill wasn't that much. It's not like we went to Ruth Chris or anything like that. We were just at BJ's, I think.
Okay.
So the bill came, and I paid for it.
Did they hand the bill to you? Did
No, they
put
just
it
laid it
on the
table.
bar, on the table.
On the
Did they put it
table.
in
And he
arm's
didn't
reach
reach
of him?
for it?
He didn't reach for it. He didn't make any type of attempt.
I don't recall.
But
But you know what? Men always talk about women, and women don't pay for nothing. They just want all. If we had to pay for dates, we'd be broke, because women just go out for men just for
Get a
free meals and stuff.
and- yeah.
I think a part of me was like, I don't need you to pay for my dinner. I can pay for
Well,
my own.
Well, okay. There's a certain level of
all right, Perry, we're going to get to that.
of independence and womanhood and strength that is necessary for every woman to survive with or without a man. But when that strong black independent female slogan is used as a weapon to bash a man over the head with, well, then men are going to back up. I'm not saying that that's what you did. I'm not saying that that's how he interpreted it. But that is a fact, because I'm a black man. And I've had, not speaking about my wife, I have had a female tell me, I'm strong, black, independent, I don't need no man, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm not with, okay, great. That's attractive in its own right, but you can't use that as a weapon against me, because any weapon used against me, I'm just going to feel like, okay, well, I'm not needed here, because this is, okay, well, you're telling me constantly you don't need me. So I'm going to back away from the situation.
Okay.
Period.
Well, for me, I'm sorry. Were you
No,
done?
I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay, for me, I'm old fashioned. Okay.
How old fashioned?
I'm old fashioned. Open my door. Hold my hand, push my chair in. I like all that romantic stuff. And I don't mind every now and then. Baby, I got it. I'll pay for it. But I'm gonna let
If
you.
you're in an established
If I'm in an
relationship.
established relationship.
Okay.
Now, if we're dating, or this is our first date, you a man. You know that comes with the territory.
Right.
So if you
Yeah.
don't worry about how much money you spend, how about this? Don't date.
Or
If you
don't
work-
ask you
or
where
don't
you want
ask-
to go. Just
I
take
had
you.
me and a guy had this conversation, and he said, y'all, my shirt say bougie-ish. Y'all about to see why. He said, so you meet a guy, you really like him, and he asks you out to go out to eat, and he pulls up at Golden Corral. What would you do? I would sit back and say,
What time of day is it, first
I
of all?
said, shut up, David.
Okay.
I said, are we stopping to pick somebody up from work? And he said, no, we about to eat that. I said, no, I don't do buffets.
Lord have
He said, and that's probably why I'm still singing. That's fine, but I'm at the age now, if I don't want to accept it, I'm not going to. I don't care what it is.
But-
I don't take myself out to eat at buffets. If I could take myself out to a nice restaurant and eat, why can't I expect that from somebody else?
He
if
may
I
be
don't eat,
testing you, baby. He may. See,
I agree with that.
okay,
the thing
that's fine.
is-
I don't want to be with nobody that's going to test me. I
Yes.
honestly don't.
You're not ready for a relationship.
Then maybe that's why I'm still single at 48. Because if
I
you got to
agree.
tell you, shut up, Kay.
I mean, I'm just saying, but I like Golden Corral because I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie, so
I don't
You
like
know.
Golden Corral.
So,
I don't like Golden
you know,
Corral.
the
If we get
steak-
there and I sit there and eat nothing but ice cream, then he gonna look at me funny.
them rolls are the bomb.
But no, I don't like it. But I'm just saying, why should I have to settle for what I don't like just to be in a relationship?
You shouldn't.
Because
You know?
relationships are give and take.
They are give and take. And after we're in a relationship, he said, baby, you know what? I want one of them steaks from Golden Corral. I'm going to say, really? let's go to Ruth Chris. I'll pay. You know,
But I
won't. But
get,
no, seriously,
I get it because I remember, Trey, when he played basketball AAU, every weekend we had a tournament.
Shout out to
right?
Trey. Shout out
And
to Trey.
so I had a tournament that weekend out in Katy. He asked me to dinner, and he was like, after the game, would you like to go to dinner? He said, I want you to dress up. I want you to look real nice. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm packing extra clothes to change because I'm in my basketball clothes, tennis shoes and stuff. And I made arrangements for Cameron with a friend that lived on that side of town. So he was like, I want you to look real nice, dress up and wear your nice heels and stuff or whatever. So I'm picking out an outfit. No, bitch. You know where he wanted to go? He said Boudreaux's Cajun Kitchen.
Hey,
so I go, I like
man.
Boudreaux's.
What's wrong with that?
I can have me a $5 hurricane and some crawfish or whatever. Then
Hanging
I
out
go,
with
oh,
my
that's
girls.
good. I don't have to change clothes. I can keep on what I have on. He said no. Because I represent him. And he wanted me to have on this nice outfit.
Trey
and all
said
this
that?
good stuff.
Speak on it.
Trey said that.
Who?
Who did you say was? Who said this?
I didn't say no names.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
even remember his name.
Oh,
But
I heard Trey.
I think
I think you
he's,
said. Oh, it was
he-
at the Trey's game.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's I know he worked for the railroad. I can't
Okay.
remember his name.
Okay.
And I said, wait, hold up. You
Hold-
want to take me to Boudreaux's and I have to wear some heels and a nice dress and do my hair and makeup and stuff, and we just going to Boudreaux's. I might want some crawfish or something like that. I can keep on my tennis shoes and my shorts and my t-shirt. He was like, no. We didn't go to dinner. He refused to let me go like that.
Now, that I disagree
don't
with.
think he said we were going to a nice restaurant. I'm thinking, okay, Perry's, which is across the street. That's where we're going.
Yeah,
Not
yeah, I got
Boudreaux's.
you.
Even though I like Boudreaux's, but I'm not about to dress up in my finest for Boudreaux's.
Now I would have because he said you represent me, and that
I
is.
don't know you. I don't represent you.
Oh Lord. Wait.
I would have dressed up because that's just me. Number one, I would have dressed up.
Yeah, she dressed up to go check the mail.
She do.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
I gotta tell y'all a joke. When I finish with this, but between me and Kay, I got so many stories. But yeah, I would have dressed up. I would have dressed up and go, but I would have let them know. I said, this is a nice little casual place. Me and my friends come here to happy hour and have drinks. But I wouldn't consider this a really, really nice restaurant, but I love their food. I wouldn't probably say it like that, but I would probably hint around to it. But because he says you represent me, I get that part, because when you get married or you're in an established relationship, I believe that the wife should always be a nice representation of her husband, because the way I grew up,
That wasn't my husband.
I said when you get married, keyword,
She did
because
say
the way
that.
I
heard her
grew
say
up, you just don't leave the house looking any kind of way because you represent this family. So, and if he has the thing, well, as a woman, he's taking you out. Well, if he says you represent me, number one, I know he's old school, and I can really get with that, depending on how how things play out. But I wouldn't have mind. I wouldn't have mind
why
getting
he
dressed.
didn't take in consideration that I had been up since 7 a.m. in the morning at basketball tournaments. You knew they lasted all day. Why he didn't take in consideration that I might want to just relax and I might want to chill and be comfortable because I've been sitting at games all day. Now,
He should have. Did you
had
tell him
we-
that?
I shouldn't have to.
Well, how men don't read minds. That's
You
one thing
know,
I learned.
but-
They don't read minds at all. If you don't tell them,
True.
they will not get it.
It ain't
Well,
gonna happen.
It's
it
not
don't
gonna
matter because
happen.
I don't even
You
know
got
who
to
he is
open
and
your
where
mouth.
he at, and we never went out. So
Yeah, that I will say.
I didn't have-
Don't subtle hints, all that stuff, or. But he should know me by now. No, honey,
no.
men
I don't
don't
know
think
nothing.
like that.
I don't know. Tell me.
'cause that was one of my issues. If you don't open up your mouth and say it, it will go unnoticed.
Well, now
Preacher.
I know that now, but this was years ago. I didn't had about 10, 12 other dates.
Certain level of
since
maturity.
then, so, it is what it is. Now,
Jessica said, but next week he could have taken you to Ruth Chris.
well,
Jesus.
like I said, that was years
Why she
ago.
got to cause confusion on my show, on our show?
Now,
what if he can?
I
What if he
have
can
a
afford
question.
that day? Is Golden Corral? Okay, sissy, we're moving on. So
I have,
after that,
I have a question for David. All right, so
I'm all ears.
when you and Jessica
Uh-huh.
decided
My wife's name is Jessica.
to get married and join, together, when you guys decided prior to, did you guys discuss finances and how you all were going to merge your finances and how you were going to pay household bills? And I asked this because I was having a conversation with with someone, and he was just talking, and he was saying how when he was married, his wife didn't do this and she didn't pay this and she was supposed to take care of this and this and that. And I'm like, but why y'all just didn't pay them together? He was speaking as if like they were in a roommate situation. So I'm like, but this is your wife. These are y'all bills that y'all paid together. I don't get that. And then y'all didn't have this conversation prior to getting married. What was what? I was like, I don't understand when I hear people say, well, this is her bill and this is my bill. No, y'all
No,
both
no,
using the electricity is y'all
Right.
bill. So
Right.
did y'all have that conversation? And if you did, how and how did you come to whatever decision y'all made?
First and foremost, when you're preparing to marry somebody or you're married to somebody, every decision made should be made out of love. Okay? So once that's established, that eliminates the possibility of selfishness. Selfish. Am I saying this correct?
Selflessness.
Selflessness.
Selfishness. Yeah. With that being said, that also eliminates your bill, my bill. These are our bills. Okay. We did discuss that, and we discussed it in great detail. Now, when I got married, my wife is an ER physician.
Right.
A lot of people look at me and say, "Oh, you're married to a doctor." Well, I wasn't always married to a doctor. I was married to a medical student. And if anybody knows anything about medical students, they have zero income,
Right.
100% debt. So, and I'm working. I was working in an office setting, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and sometimes going in on the weekends, without pay. So, we did discuss in great detail, and not to linger on the topic too much. A lot of the bills I covered, and it wasn't because I'll do this until you make some money. It was I'm doing this because this is the income that's coming in, and these are the bills that's coming in. It's not what you got over there, and this is what I got. No, I got to hold back because these are her bills, and I'm not paying her cell phone bill. She's the one using that. There is no such thing. There is only the house. The house needs this taken care of.
It's one account.
It's one account. So
Yeah.
so even to this day, with both of us making a little bit more than we made then, it's still, these bills need to be paid. And my wife can run circles around me as far as planning finances and putting things on auto pay. And I didn't know nothing about it. My wife was the first one to introduce me to auto pay anything.
But did y'all combine your incomes and
Yes.
have just one income, and both your incomes go there, and then you may have your separate little savings or whatever?
Yes, until I got smarter.
Okay.
And by smarter, I mean women have certain things that they like. For instance, flowers, gifts, Valentine's Day, date nights, for all these things for no reason. Women will drop subtle hits like, "Oh, this is nice. I saw a commercial about this," or "I saw a lady wearing this, and that that dress really looked nice on her." Blah blah blah. That's a hint, fellas. That is a hint. Now, if you're smart enough to pick up on that hint to go and get this, be smart enough to know that you can't buy that from the joint account because she's gonna know. Okay, as soon as it happens, it's gonna hit her phone. The notification is gonna hit her phone. She knows. It's no longer a surprise. So, with that being said, I have a certain percentage in a bank account set aside that's just for
Those things.
those things.
Your vices.
Well, she's my vice.
Yeah.
Date
cute.
night, birthday gifts just because, Christmas, Valentine's Day. Did I say Valentine's Day already? But Valentine's Day, anniversary, things like that. Yes.
Here's an interesting thought from one of our viewers. Perry Colston says, "Hey Perry, I was raised that a man pays all the bills. A woman can pay for
Raised
her
wrong.
car note. A woman can pay for her car
Raised
note,
incorrectly.
car insurance, and buy the groceries. That's how I was raised." He goes on to say, "That's why she never has to ask me for money to do any of her personal needs, hair, fingernails, and all that other kind of stuff." But I believe, like, okay, so Perry, I'm gonna get on you right quick. So
Please do.
all the man pays the bills. Isn't her car note and insurance a bill? I mean, it's a bill, right? Car note is a bill, so why you not
It's a bill.
paying that? And I agree. I can only go by. I've never been married, but I can only go by for what my parents have done throughout the years.
And that was a different time, though, too.
Yeah, but I mean, they do it to this
Yeah.
day. I remember calling my mom. This was years ago. I asked her for something, a couple of $100.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I have to ask your daddy first. I said, well, don't you have the money?
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
my smart mom. You know, don't you have the money? But I have to ask Lionel. Well, you know, he going to say yes. She said, but still, it's a matter of respect.
Right.
I have to ask your daddy.
Right. I
It's a
love
matter of
your
respect.
mom.
Yeah.
I love
Now
them.
with this, I'm not sure. I don't know Perry, and hopefully you don't take this the wrong way. But that old school ideology of a man pays everything. We got to bury that in the past where it belonged because it's nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
That was from the 1950s, and that didn't even work in the 1950s.
I don't even think period. Yeah, it worked in the 1950s. It was a totally different thing, but the women didn't leave the house. They didn't
Right.
work, so they didn't have a choice but to
take
pay
it-
the bills.
Okay, look here. Okay, like I stated previously, my wife is an ER physician. I am not.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do have, multiple degrees, her earning potential is much higher than mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a race to see who can make triple digits.
Mm-hmm.
It's making sure that the house continues to function
Right. And grow.
and grow and leave a legacy and make
Okay.
sure that the kids are taken care of.
Yeah.
Because once you have children, and honestly for men, once you say I do, your life does not belong to you anymore.
It's the same thing for the wife. Once you say I do your life, that's the way it's supposed to be. Biblically,
Biblically.
y'all belong to
correct.
each other.
Right.
So that being said, I'm going to end this statement by saying this. This is 2019 going into 2020. Let's be realistic about this whole, I'm a man, so I got to pay for everything. No, you don't, because what if your earning potential isn't as great as hers? Now, so that being stated, my wife don't never have to worry about a flat tire.
Now that is true.
My
His
wife-
sister-in-law either.
Yeah, my sister-in-law. I am basically the community husband. I'm the husband for my mother-in-law. I'm the husband for my sister-in-laws, my cousins, my
Jessica,
my
can I
sisters.
move into the community?
Like they don't have to worry about certain things. Something get broke, I'm on it.
He is on it. He is on
Something
it.
is squeaky, I'm on it.
I hate to move on because this is a good topic, but I want our viewers to know that we want to know and want to hear from you. What is the pettiest thing that you have ever done in a relationship? And send in the pettiest thing you ever done, and we're going to choose what was the pettiest, and then we will give you a $25 gift card from Married, Single, and Complicated. Now, I am petty.
Queen Patty.
Petty. I've
Queen
done
Patty.
some petty things. I mean, petty things.
What's
you
the
know.
pettiest thing you've ever done, Kay, before we
Ooh,
sign off?
child, let me see. What's the statute of limitations first? let me find out first.
Okay,
You know,
we
let
don't
me
want you to
find out,
incriminate.
yeah.
We don't want you to incriminate
So-
yourself.
Let me think. Okay, let me see. If I was 19 or 20, that's time has passed, so I can share that. So I found out that my boyfriend was kind of like cheating on me, so whatever. So he lived in like this apartment complex that had a gate and a security guard that you have to get through. So my friend Winnie, hey Winnie, picked me up, drove me to his apartment. I conned a little boy that was going in to get me
Lord,
through
she got
security
the
with him.
children committing
Went-
crimes.
I had a key made to his apartment that he didn't know about. And he was supposed to be out with the boys at the time. I went in the apartment. I took everything that I ever bought him and I set it outside and I set it on fire.
Okay, that's you just incriminated yourself. That's
That
arson.
that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Statute of
I
limitations.
can't do no time for that right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
I don't even know
All
if
right.
those apartments are even still standing.
All right. Hopefully not because of the fire you said. But,
No, but I was real petty. I was super petty. I can
Okay.
be petty. I tell people now, look, if you wouldn't met me a few years
You can
ago,
call you Petty Crocker.
she about right. I'm petty.
Yeah.
I would take all your left shoes and leave you with all the right ones.
Jesus. You know, somebody commented on my Facebook and said that they took one shoe of each pair that this man ever owned and threw it away.
Yeah, I'm petty. So send us all
Lord,
your
my
your
Jordan
petty
collection.
information, okay? I need to highlight a local business of the week. Every show we want to highlight a local business in the community, a black-owned business. And this week it's going to be Uncle Otis Vegan Ice Cream, okay?
Ice cream.
It is not Uncle as in your Uncle Larry, but Uncle ONCLE, Otis, and his ice cream looks so amazing and so good. I haven't been yet, but I inbox him all the time. Like, I need to get over there. Remember, I sent you his
You sent it to
information
me.
because
and he's
his
the one in
eyes
the
are-
truck,
yeah.
right? That goes to different places around the city.
Yes.
I try
so
to keep up with
there's
it.
a soft grand opening at 1515 P Street at the Owls Eatery and Rum Bar. That's going to be tomorrow, I believe. And he has organic, dairy-free, and gluten-free ice cream. So you need to check out Uncle Otis, ONCLE Otis on Facebook. Look at his page. And his Instagram page will be showing up shortly at the end of the segment. Guys, what do you think?
Well, let's see. We have a couple of seconds left. We just want to thank everyone for tuning in.
Thank you guys so much.
And we had a great time. It was our first show, laughing, petty stories. I don't think I've done anything petty.
You lie.
Well, I don't remember.
I can tell you.
Well, tell me, because I don't remember. I don't think I've ever done anything, because I'm always the one breaking up with people. And I don't think I've had anything petty done to me, just crazy stalkers type stuff. So
That's pretty damn petty.
yeah, I don't think I've done anything petty. You a guy, you a dude, so you
I
know.
don't do petty. I was raised a particular. Look, I was raised by a man, a single man. My mother played a huge role in my upbringing, so to say. But for the most part, as far as how man code, you know, I resort to my dad, and growing up with a lot of older brothers, we didn't really do petty. We didn't do like if
For a
you,
man to be petty is really unattractive, and I got a word that I would call you.
you better
Bitch.
say
Cause
it.
you may, what you say? What you say, Kay?
I'm just saying.
What did you call him?
It's real bitch like.
Yes, exactly. Kay, cause I don't say I
Yes.
don't curse, but yeah, not anymore.
Yes.
Not anymore.
She's delivered.
That's
Okay,
not
let me.
delivered.
That's
okay,
some, that's some
I'll
whole
tran-
cake shit right there.
I'll translate that into Houstonian. You being real bitch made right now.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
if a man to be petty, if you a dude and you petty, yeah,
you have female tendencies.
female tendencies. Okay, so again, my name is Adrian.
I'm David.
And I am Kay. Thank you guys for tuning in.
I'm married.
I'm single.
And I am complicated.
See y'all next time.
Bye bye.